first of all, make sure before you start working, you set your table height to your height. I know sometimes we switch and do stuff like that, but just make sure you have the right table height. So you have the right body height. So then on top of that, I like to set my table a little lower. I usually set my table lower than this, but I know how big Coco is already. Sometimes you don't know who your client is. You never know how high they're going to be up on the table, so definitely adjust your table height. Now, what I'm doing right now is just basically feeling for whatever areas of tension I need to work on. Right now, I'm palpating, I'm warming up, and I'm relaxing the client. Okay? That's the point of this rocking motion. Just kind of getting her used to my touch as well as getting her relaxed.
Question.
Yes.
When you doing a health thing and stuff,
Okay.
you doing a health thing and stuff, you just go ahead and just start doing it like now sharing or something before you do it.
Announce my name. Wait, I didn't get the question.
Like when you first go to say hello, you just go ahead and start doing it, or just announce your name first before you start the whole health thing and things.
You usually introduce yourself to the client and you get the client from you. So when you walk in the room after the client has gotten on the table, and you say to the client, ready? You know, something like that. But you don't have to say again which name is because you've already introduced yourself to the client upon meeting them. Now, in a situation like on Thursday, you didn't get me out of the waiting room. So just basically acknowledge your own presence. You know, just kind of say, how you doing? Or are you ready? Or something. I wouldn't just come into the room and just start. Just because, I don't know, you just want to kind of acknowledge your presence in the room. Even though the client can feel you in the room. I mean, we can hear you coming in. But it's just to give the client a sense of, I'm just letting you know that I'm here. You don't comfortable. You don't have to say it again, I'm not. You don't have to say it again once you you would not meet the client the first time, you would actually meet them when they the capital motion and this whole thing while I'm working. I just don't like the sound and it's not relaxing. I just feel a little bit on my own. So I don't have to keep looking for my cup. I do use my cup a lot. So a lot of times I just put something right here, bring it on top of that. It makes for a better transition as far as the client is concerned. Sometimes they ask me, I didn't realize when you ever stopped to give me my notes. That's what I meant. I don't want to feel a connect and then a disconnect because I'm going to get lotion and I'm connected again and I ran out of lotion so now I'm disconnected again. want to push the traps outward, okay? We're not going this way, because if we're going this way, we're going to do this to the client. And our point is to lengthen.
Sorry, my glasses.
Each area deserves at least 3 strokes. A lot of times I do a little more than 3, but at least 3. All right, we don't want to do 1 and just move on. At least 3. Also, make sure we keep our joints stacked. What I mean by keeping your joints stacked is that we want to be here with our strokes, not It is hard to do. I mean, honestly, I still do it a lot of times, but it's just going to end up wearing your hands out and contributing to some carpal tunnel, if you will. But just make sure, do your best to keep your joints stacked. This is the intercostal area. Intercostal basically means the muscles in between your ribs, and you just want to spread your fingers and just allow your fingers to fall there. Make sure you're staying on one side of the spine as well. We don't want to go here, and now we're here, and then we're back over here. Work the whole side. Okay. Pressure okay, Coco?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
I said, oh goodness. You know, you have to put them paws on.
All right, from there we're going to work the tricep. Make sure we're working distal to proximal, okay, as far as the tricep is concerned. You don't need to go all the way up to the trap, because if that's the case, you're pushing the client in this way, all right? Also make sure that your fingers are actually holding the client like this. We don't want to be here. You're putting too much work onto yourself, and then it's just not the same feel for the client, okay? So this right here is unacceptable. None of this. We want to hold the client here. You don't always have to use thumb strokes, okay? We don't always have to go here. You can use broad strokes if you like. You can knead, or you can thumb strip. But make sure you're keeping your joints stacked. We don't want to see this.
Sorry about my underarms.
If you have to stop and get more lotion, that's fine. You will. Just at least try to keep one hand on the client. We just don't want to take our hands off the client the whole time, if you can help it. Right? Now the point for this right here is to work on the QL here in the lats and to go into the subscapularis. If y'all want to come on this side, I'm sure you can't see what I'm doing from over there. I'm basically taking my thumbs and I'm going under, I'm sorry, I know it's tender, under the scapula. If I were to pull this, if I were to pull the scapula off, the scapula is the shoulder blade. If I were to pull that off, I am accessing the muscle that's sitting in front of it, called the subscapularis, meaning under the scapula. All right. A lot of times, I mean, pretty much not going to be able to reach right in the middle, but this muscle right in here, that's the edge of it. Now this part right here is pretty optional. A lot of times it really just depends on how I feel, whether or not I'm going to do this. But it's really good for the client because it just helps relax them. Make sure you bend your body. Do not do this. Your back is going to go out. Okay? So sometimes you just have to get out of your comfort zone. Make sure the client's arm is very limp. Precious, I need you to come over here. Make sure the client's arm is limp. Right. If you're telling the client to relax and the client's arm is doing this, your client is not relaxed. Okay? Maybe they think they're relaxed, but they just don't realize that they're not relaxed. You're going to get that a lot. Okay? So the client is here, just take the time to come. Then they're going to go limp again. This is what we want. When you're working on the fingers, make sure you're not doing the fingers in order. The reason for that is if you do that, then the client is just going to stick their fingers out like this for you to work on them. You don't want that. They're thinking too much, and you want the parasympathetic nervous system to be kicked in. All right. So basically, just any finger at a time. And what I'm doing right now is just compressions. Please do not go back up the arm like that. It's just not going to work. Okay. Once you've done the compressions, you're out. All right. All right. So now, once you bring the client's arm back, we still want to work distal to proximal. I don't know if you can tell her blood circulation is really increased on this side as opposed to that side, and that's what we want. So of course we want to stabilize here and stroke towards the heart. And I'm basically working joint to joint. I don't want to go here all the way up. We're not doing that, okay? The only time we're doing this is when we're spreading oil or lotion. All right, you okay, Karen? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We want to pick that arm up